back out. It's been a while, so I've done a few. I have been out since the last video I've done, but it's probably like a few of us. I do these videos and when I'm out fishing I forget to do it. So the last few sessions, last year and the year before, I was on a syndicate. It was tough going, so I decided to not drop off of there, still go there. I say it's a syndicate, it's more of like another club water, but I was trying to put all my effort into it to get some of the fish out of there before I started anywhere else. But as I'm sure you could have, you probably see from some of my last videos and that it was hard going. It was hard going, and lost a bit of confidence. Things weren't going right. I started chopping and changing with everything, and then so I decided to give myself a break from there for a bit. I've done a couple of sessions up there, admittedly. I think one was the back end of Christmas, and I did another one at Easter weekend. I was up there. I'm really lucky that session. I was actually managed to land a 30, I think it was 38 pounds mirror carp. So that was a bit of a bonus. I just see a fish jumping in. Really. Literally just in front of my rods, one just come up. But so yeah, so I have been out doing bits, but I say I've spent quite a lot of time. Well, just shy of 2 years, maybe a bit less than that, year and a half, fishing on my own, doing my own little thing, and got a bit lonely, got a bit fed up with it. I was disheartened, felt like I was fishing well and I weren't really getting on nothing. So this year, start of January, I started fishing the park lake near local to me. Again, it was a bit more for the social scene here. A few more people are fishing, it's got a bit more of that club feel to it. Been having a few barbecues, a few socials. Just enjoying my fishing again, really. Just getting back into the swing. You say there's a good head of stock in here. Some nice, real nice pristine fish as well. And you know, there's a lot of commons in here. But the fish are, they're in really good condition. So, you know, they're a pleasure to catch. I think it's about 30, I think there's a couple of 30s in here. But I say I've had them to upper 20s in the last few sessions. I probably had some photos to this video just to show some of the fish I have had since January. Done really well. Then the lake that I'm on here closed. Sorry, I'm just giving you a bit of a back feed to where I was, or where I've left things off from when I last done a video. And then yeah, then that, I think that took us to like sort of March time, and then unfortunately the lake that I'm on now was closed for 5 months, which was out of our hands, and it was nothing we could do. It was down to the council and Wimbledon Tennis. So that sort of put a halt to everything here that I had going on. I was still able to come around and check, because I actually bailiff the lake as well here, and I'm like one of the environmental officers. So I was still able to come up, put a bit of bait in, see the fish, see where they were at, see them mooching around. And then, so that was shut for 5 months. And then, what happened in them 5 months? Nothing much really. I went and fished another little lake in Godalming. It was like a, I can't really, it's small, quite a small lake. Low stock of fish, I think it was like 50 carp in there. I knew I weren't really going to be on there too long. It was just something to tie me over until this reopened here. So I didn't want to put too much effort into it, but I've done a few sessions down there again. Didn't have no carp, only see a couple of carp. There weren't really nothing coming out in them 5 months. But it was, yeah, it was lovely. It was one of them, it was like a real nice lake, and for me it always reminds me of, I forget the name, Red Mire. It's very Red Mire-esque, the way it looks, and very intricate. Fishing margin, snag fishing, you know, it was, you know, just something a bit different really, just try and see what I've done. I know they said he got away, but I did have 2 bites, lost them both to a snag. And I suppose, you know, with the experience of not fishing much, snag fishing and that, it caught me out, you know, it is what it is. That's how I managed to get everything back. The fish didn't end up getting stuck or tethered to anything, and I just waded in to say it was only literally not even a rod length out to the right in the margin. So I managed to retrieve everything and make sure there was no line in the water and things like that. So that weren't too bad. It's good to know that there was nothing trapped there or I hadn't lost anything. And that brings us up to beginning of August. What are we in now? August, yeah. Yeah, and that brings us into sort of the start of August. The lake here obviously reopened again, so I just got a quick sip of my coffee. Yeah, come to August, they reopened the lake here again. We've got all our permissions back on new lease. So I came down. I think it was about 2 weeks after the actual opening of the lake. I came and done my first session back, and yeah, it was brilliant. I had a good session. It was just a quick overnighter. I say quicker, why do we say that? It was an overnighter on a Friday. I finished work at about 2. I managed to get away early. Got straight up here. So the lake is literally 10 minutes from where I work, so it's ideal for me. Dropped in here on Friday after work. This was this now, not last week before, and I had a blinding session. I had what did I have in the end? I had 12 fish and 14 runs because I lost 2. That was because of the weed, but yeah, it weren't too bad. And ended up reeling in at about 3 o'clock in the morning just to get my head down because it was getting a bit silly, and I had to be up at 5 to get to work for 6. So I just give myself an hour to pack down, cup of tea, and get on the road and back down the road to work. So I reeled in. Yeah, that was about 3 o'clock in the morning. Again, I had some of them photos from the session that when I was last there. I'll put some pictures up just so you can see what they are and things. And then I got struck with COVID. Took me, manned me out, killed me off really, to be honest. It absolutely wiped every bit of energy I had. After the first week of having all the symptoms and having all and being COVID and absolutely body feeling like crap, I absolutely know I was just, yeah, it just wiped me out completely, knocked me for 6 to be honest. And then I tried coming out last week, but by the time I loaded the car up, I just knew I weren't going to be able to, I weren't feeling it, I weren't in the right frame of mind. So I unloaded the stuff and then left it another week, which brings us to today. As you can probably tell, I've still got a bit of the cold, can't shift that in a minute, still can't get my taste back, and I still ain't got no smell. So fishing with my baits and they're not really smelling as nice and fruity as they normally do, and nothing's really, my tea's tasting horrible. But I tell you, it's good to be back, and yeah, it was quite good. We've come around after about, I think I was here about 30 minutes, and then as I just put the right hand rod out, put the left rod, as I was putting the right hand rod out, the left hand rod ripped off. I got it on a little stiff hinge, but I think yeah, I don't know what happened. I've got a funny feeling my back lead slid down the line too far or something. I don't know, it was a bit weird really, because I got it in front of me. And then, yeah, I'm sure it was the back lead bounced down, and as it bounced and hit the lead clip, I'm sure it sort of dislodged the hook, and I lost it. So, you know, great start. One bite and lost it, all because of the stupidity, really. A bit silly. I don't know what I was doing. I should have just got the net and got it in, but hey-oh. It was still good to get a bite within the first sort of 20 minutes of getting the rods out. That was about, what's time now? It's now 11:30. That was early. That was pretty good. But it must have been 9 o'clock this morning when that happened. But yeah, I just spent the rest of the time, put a bit of bait out. I might be able to zoom in, but that actual, where is it? There's a downpipe on the side of the far building. It's just in line. I'm fishing just in line with that platform coming out, but in line with that pole with my left hand rod. And on my right hand rod, let me just zoom right in where that little boy's standing. Oh, keep the camera still. Where that little boy is, that's the tree I'm aiming at, but I'd say it is sort of about 2 or 3 rod lengths to the right of that orange boy there. And as you can tell, it's a park bank. So I've got a white pop up down there because the amount of bread they all throw in. So I'm expecting that within the next hour or so, and a few more people come along and start feeding the ducks. That is more than likely when I'll get a bite off that spot. But yeah, apart from that, it's been a bit slow at the minute. My uncle's had one this morning as well. He had a nice comment at £23. I'll put that in the video. That was a lovely fish. And yeah, that's about it. So I've just had a cup of tea. The rods have been out a couple of hours now, so I am going to just bring them in a minute, get some fresh bait out there, because I do feel like they're having it. There's a lot of movement, but I believe I've seen a few down in the corner, and I think I've got a funny feeling that they are in up in the layers. Now zig fishing's not really a bit of me. Again, I've been playing around with it whilst I've been up here trying to get a bit better at it. So, you know, I'm going to give it another, perhaps till 12, 1 o'clock, see where the fish are about and where they are in the layers. And yeah, if they are still up in the layers, and then I'm going to give it another go. It's only about 4 foot out there, so it's actually not too hard fishing here on the zig. There's some areas that go sort of 5, 6 foot, but they are far and few between. So it's not like it's too hard casting them out. But I say I've got the bait boat as well, so I might just drop it in the back of that and put one out there if I do see them up. But yeah, as I say, it was more so a little update of where I've been and what I've been up to. I say I know I've not got millions of thousands of followers, so I think we've got about 33. But hey, it doesn't matter. Oh, and I've just got a bite now. Can we see that? Here we go. Live bait, live rod on camera. What I do is I put that there. And we're in. Live on camera. Yes, get in the net. What I'll do is just bring this over. Wobber! Live on camera for the film, for the YouTube. Just get my uncle round just to see if he can give me a hand and film it for me. Stand up a bit. Nah. It's recording. Will you just grab it for us? I don't know if it's getting much of this in the camera. Side on you. Yeah. How about that? I was just doing an intro to the video, telling them where we've been and that, and what we've been up to. I was zooming in out there just to show them, and then it was in. The old rod ripped off. Do you know what I was just saying about your fish?
Yeah.
And then this went off.
Where are we? Landon net me up. You can edit all this out anyway, can't you, later on?
Yeah, I'll keep a lot of it in because it's good. How mad is that though? Just literally, just saying about it and saying about you had your 23 and then it went beep, 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 beep. I was like, it's live on a live take. Don't happen every week, does it?
No, it don't, mate, either.
Get in the back of the onion bag.
See what, it's a fair old size, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it in, have you?
It's come out.
You don't want to put that in the video, do you?
Yeah, it don't matter. Look at that rod action.
What's that, mate? You got to poke your arse out a bit like Matt Hayes does.
I'll put the Ali Hamidi tears
Yeah.
on. The twig's done it again.
The old twig.
It's a nice fish.
Yeah, it's nice fishing, isn't it? See? The old carbon bait strikes again, mate.
Get in the back of the onion bag. Hey? Yes! Get in there. Look, you took the net away. Happy with that. First fish. Had one and lost one.
It's a nice size one, that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it's quite as big as your one, but
I don't know. It's... I tell you what, the thing I like about all them is how big the paddles are on there, and if more people was regularly fishing there.
Right, just literally as I was finishing that video, got another one.
You in the game, Bobber?
Yeah. Opening up again, can you believe it? Oh, what's that? Oh.
Oh, fucking hell. He's done a lot. It's a onesie. Yeah.
I was recording again. Turn it round. So it's facing the other way.
Right. Bobber.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Doing an update and it went off again.
Really, again?
There, mate, that's a good omen today, doing a bit of recording.
Fucking is, all with you.
It was a better fish, one. It's weird, this is on the orange pop-up on the park bank.
Strange, isn't it? As I said, they all go all different colours anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's still out there, but it's getting...
There it is. It's a fucking tadpole. Breathe in, Lou. Ain't lost that much weight, you haven't. Come on.
We can get this in. Same thing with bat legs, isn't it? I don't like the way they bounce off your tip of your rod.
Bring it down and I'll take it off.
No, that's all right. Did that last time and I fucking lost it.
When?
Earlier on. No one had that fish this morning.
I still think them red ones are the best ones though.
Yeah. I think I got these off you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, I was just doing a bit of a thing, giving them an update of where that fish weighed and that, and then literally this one ripped off. Do you know what, I haven't put as much bait over this one.
Ain't ya?
No, like just literally a handful. I felt it that, to be honest with you. I felt a bit heavier. That's a nice fish.
Nice one?
Yeah.
It's a big one, all that, isn't it?
Come on.
That is a bit nice,
Get in
isn't
the
it?
net. That's a nice fish.
Yeah, that's a lot bigger, isn't it?
Look, that's got to be a 20 in it.
That's I think that's more than a 20, matey.
Get in there. Hey, how about that? How about that? Let's get this out. Yeah, you can stop that now if you want, mate.
You ain't done a John Wilson, has it? It's not come out in the net, has it?
That's the thing with Ronnie Rig, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes they can be bastards to get out.
That fish has got very yellow lips, hasn't it?
He's been sucking on all that hemp and chili hemp and that. His lips probably on fire.
Oh, carbon bait strikes again, mate. Now, I'm not saying be for nothing, right? But since you've used that, you ain't caught nothing small, have you?
No.
Not like...
I'm sure it's the hemp.
But what the thing I'm saying to you is, when I say you're not caught nothing
Tell
small...
you what, I fucking tell you what, that's a big 20.
Yeah. I reckon that is no. Yeah, look. Perfect mouth on that.
Is that?
Look, a perfect mouth on that, and all. Look.
Just lift it up, probably something.
Yeah. Where's your scales?
I'll go and get them in a second.
Put it down there, mate. Hell, bother. That's not like...
Just by the front of my door there. Left. As you go in on the left there, behind the bait, the boilies, at the front of the bivvy. Right, little update. It's now 10 to 12. It's been a good day. Very good day's fishing so far. I've had, was it 6, 7, 8? I've had 9 fish. I've had 6 20s, biggest 26.5, and I've lost 2. So it's not bad going at all. And I say even my uncle's had about 4 or 5 as well now. But I say it's been good. I'm feeling a bit tired now though. So I've sat up for the last couple of hours watching. I've just put another one back, but that was about £7, £8. So I didn't bother getting any photos of that. I've just left him, unhooked it and slipped it straight back in the net. On for the future. And so all of them have been, they've all been commons to be honest tonight. But I managed to bag a nice £22 or a £21 mirror earlier on. Again, I got some photos and that of them. I'll add them all onto the video. So I've been trying to get some footage of me with like getting the runs and that, but I think I need to sort out a better tripod and I need a wireless mic, because at least then I could set the camera up from in the bivvy facing out to the swim and you'll be able to hear me, whereas earlier on when I done it you couldn't hear what I was saying and it was a bit blurry to see what you just be able to see what I was doing. Just having my bedtime cup of tea. But so yeah, so it must have been about half an hour ago. I managed to land another one. So let's bring my tally up to 9. But it's just looking out. It's been good. It's been good. I said sort of the last hour I haven't seen anything show. Before that I see them sort of out on the spot, which was always positive sign. So I had a funny feeling that I was going to get one. The right hand rod, I've not had nothing since the last one that was earlier on, but I've put a little pink pop up on that now. And to be fair, because I've had a few fish and I've just been mixing it up, just trying all different baits, seeing if anything like doesn't really stop. So the pink one I've noticed when I put a pink on, they're not as I say frequent, like I'm getting run after run, but yeah, I've noticed that since I put the pink on I've only had 1 or 2 bites off that rod, my right hand rod, whereas the left hand rod I've stuck to the krill, sticky manila, what's that, sticky baits krill, pop up 15mm, but I've got some Scopex squid mist glug on them as well. I've been glugging them, but apart from that, it's not been it's been a good enjoyable session. So I've set up now. I'm gonna give it another, what's the time now, probably another 15-20 minutes, finish my cup of tea. Just keep looking out, listening, seeing if I can see anything else to cast to. And if I do hear anything in the next 20 minutes, I'll definitely put a rod on it, because that's what I've noticed since as soon as I see something show, if it's not on my spot, then when I've been dropping the rod on them, within about 15 minutes I've been getting a bite. Earlier on I had 4 fish in about 20 minutes. I had 3 fish in a net. It was all carnage. But yeah, it's been good. 2 sessions in a month, and they've both been pretty decent sessions. I say I know there's a good stock of fish in there, but it's still not quite. I wouldn't really say it's a runs water as such, because as I say, I've done my fair share of blanking on here and all. But it's all been good. As I say, I was just touching base again before I go and get my head down. I think it's been about 2 or 3 hours, maybe 4 hours since I last spoke. And again, this video might be a bit of a longer one, because as I said at the beginning, it was just giving everyone an update of where I've been, what I've been up to. In future videos, when I do eventually get around to doing them, they definitely won't be this long, that's for certain. Because I do appreciate that it all becomes just listening to waffle. But as I say, yeah, first video I've done in a little while, so it's a bit longer with the intro stuff, explaining what I've been up to and that. Even like now I'm starting to waffle. As I say, it looks beautiful out there. Let me just spin this around and give you a little look. Let's get something to cover on the camera so you can see. It's a bit dark if I zoom in a little bit. If I click that and that, and then come there. There we go. As you can see, it's all a bit dark now. You can put the flash on, but I don't think it really helps. Oh, it does a little bit. There's the rods. Let's say it does look lovely out there. Oh dear. So to say, yeah, my latest update. I'll touch base with you again in the morning, let you know where we're at. I think I'm going to be packing up by about 8, 9, because my little girl wants to watch the England Lionesses. So I'll get back for her to watch that. She wants to go, I don't know where we go, I think we'll probably go to the club or somewhere, watch it. Hopefully they win. But say I'll touch base with you in the morning. And say if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. We all know that there's a lot of us doing these videos and a lot of people having a go at it. But a little click of the subscribe button don't cost nothing, does it? And don't forget to hit the thumbs up as well. I think I've got a spider walking on me, I can feel it. But yeah, let's say if you could do that, it'd be great. And I'll touch base with you in the morning for a quick update, see where we're at, and see if we've had anything go further through the night. But as I say, we pack up about 8, 9. But yeah, I'll touch base when I'm there in the morning with a cup of tea and a bowl of porridge before pack down. So if you've been watching up till now, thanks, appreciate it. And yeah, speak to you in the morning. Peace.